Hi, I'm Elizabeth Williams. I'm with Wilhelmina Urban and I'm from Salt Lake City. I love music. I always have. It's always been a huge part of my life. I grew up in the Baltimore, D.C. area, and just about everybody I knew were musicians, and me and my friends would always go out to little hole-in-the-wall bars and small venues and support my friends and, follow them wherever they were going, and it's just always been a big part of my life. I actually worked at the last Woodstock, which was crazy hectic. I was there for about 3 days after they evacuated everybody because of the fires, and it was actually a really good time. I got to hang out with all the hippies for about 4 days afterwards, so it was a good experience. I worked at concerts and traveled to events and to festivals for about 2 years, and I would go out and meet people and bring them into the stands and just interact with people and with crowds, and I absolutely loved it. I then moved to Miami, where I lived for about 6 years, and music scene there is really different, but I still was very involved, and I'd actually have my friends fly down every year for this festival. Who doesn't like to fly to Florida, and we do this one festival every year, and it was about 3 days long. And it's a funny story because one of the times it was the last day, and I was with a bunch of my friends. There was probably about 10 of us there, and they were tired. They wanted to go back to their hotel and crash because it was a long weekend, and Fatboy Slim was actually getting ready to come on, so he was one of the last sets, and I really wanted to see him. So I told my friends to leave, and I had my one girlfriend stay with me, and after it was all said and done and we saw Fatboy Slim, who was amazing, we went to leave and went to find my car and couldn't find it. And of course, I do this all the time, so my girlfriend was quite mad at me, but it took about 3-4 hours. We had to hang out and meet people and had to have a good time, and it took about 3 hours until finally all the cars left and there was my car. So I didn't live that down for a long time, but it was definitely well worth it. It was a good time. I have tons more stories like that. It's just, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been going to festivals and shows and concerts since I was probably about 12 years old, and it's just something that I'm really passionate about. Music is what gets me going, gets me pumped in the morning and motivates me when I'm feeling sluggish, or it's my music I listen to when I'm sad and I want to let out my emotions, and it's a really huge part of my life, and I think I'd be really good as a music ambassador because I am so passionate about it. I love all music, especially NERD though. I love Pharrell, he's amazing, but I really love all music, and I love to interact with people. I think I'd be really good at this because I'm good at having a good time and bringing people in. It's actually, when I go home to visit Maryland, I call my friends, tell them I'm coming, and they're all kind of skeptical because I'm the person that when I go home and visit, I don't have to work the next day. So I make my friends come out and have a good time, a little bit too much of a good time, and they have to work in the morning. So the next day they're hating life and hating me, but I don't have to work, so I'm fine. But I like to have fun. I've always been that person that likes to have a good time and kind of brings everybody else in to have a good time. So I think I'd be great at interacting with the crowds and talking to people and promoting what I need to promote, and I think it would just be a great experience overall, and I love to travel. I've actually lived in Hawaii for a month and a half. I lived in Europe for 2 months. I grew up in D.C. and Baltimore. I moved to Miami, and I actually just moved to Salt Lake a few months ago, so I love to travel and I love new experiences. So this is something that I would love to do and I think I'd be great at. So hopefully I get to meet you for another interview in St. Louis. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.